Greetings, everybody. My name is Tommy, and welcome back to Monopoly Week. Here I take a look at the NES version of the classic board game, and, well, let's just say, with the exception of a few things I talked about in the video yesterday that are missing from more modern interpretations, playing this game is a little weak. Don't get me wrong, there's some good moments here and there, but for the most part, it's kind of just by your books version of Monopoly. Since I already spent a whole video bloviating over what the game is like to play, let's just sit down and compare the different versions and their presentations. Besides, I think most people here have played Monopoly at least once in their life, so let's just take a look at the presentations. The graphics are 8-bit and don't have a lot of flair. Usually you just roll the dice by a huge hands, and the hands themselves look nice, and the pieces themselves are really well done for an 8-bit NES game. Again, I'm a sucker for those old cards that you can draw, and while they're not full screen or have a lot of detail, they are showing off the classic image and adding in a little animation to the chance and community chest cards. As for the speed of this game, well, you can't skip any of the animations. For the most part, they're done really fast, and I never had a problem waiting. In fact, you just roll a die and can really just see your piece arrive at its destination rather than having full animation of it move across the board. And I actually like this because, again, it speeds up the game, and Monopoly is a long game. Building a building may take a while to get through the game's somewhat convoluted menu system, which can be accessed about any time by pressing the select button. But once you get through the menus and have everything selected, all you get is a really quick animation of a hammer building a house or a hotel, and then it's done and over with. There is no real waiting for any type of complicated animation, and again, I like that. But my favorite piece of animation comes whenever you get thrown out of jail.
Don't be coming back now.
To me, that's just really funny watching him get all mad and walking away after he's literally thrown out of jail in that little cute piece of animation. And it adds more charm to the game in my personal opinion. As for the rules and other options that you can set, they can be a bit of a pain to get these menus up and selected, and they are kind of limited. You won't be able to exactly build your own game of Monopoly like you can in later versions, but you do have some options. You also can't pick what difficulty the AI will be. You can pick a portrait of a person you want to play the game with, but there's no information on how this person acts or their difficulty. And the AI can be a bit of a pain sometimes, but it does put up a fight. You can't slick talk your way into monopolies. Sometimes you want a piece of property and they will try to take all your money for it or just won't deal. And the AI stubbornness can sometimes be its own doing because it won't trade with itself oftentimes to put up a fight against you. I should also note that the trading can be a bit of a pain sometimes, as you're never quite sure who owns what property, but you can always tell what the deal and offer is, and the menu system to set up a trade is easy enough to understand once you figure out who's got what property. This game is really just a standard, almost no thrills or frills representation of the board game, with the exception of a few nice animations and some other small bonuses. There's just nothing really here to talk about. But it's kind of what I was expecting when I dug up an older video game to talk about this. So I wasn't expecting when I dug out the NES and Super Nintendo versions for them to have a lot of options, and I wasn't disappointed. Now don't get me wrong, if you want something old school and a good representation of the Monopoly board game as a video game, you can't really do worse than this, as it does have some quick animations and has a few nice features like those animated chance cards. But for the most part, like I said, standard, bare bones, and somewhat boring. I would like to say that it got a little bit better with the Super Nintendo version, but, well, why don't you tune in tomorrow so I can talk about that game. Anyways, this is Tommy, and I'm signing out. If you want to subscribe to my channel, feel free to click that subscribe button. I would love to have you as a member of my community, and I'll see you guys next time.